Okay, so here we're pulling at an angle. We know the weight this time, the log, is 500 newtons. We have to resolve t into the x and y components. So the y equation, so in this case, this will be a good example. We'll see where weight and Fn are not the same. Because in the y direction, if we make up positive, we have Fn up. Then we also have this component of tension, so plus t sine theta, which is 30 degrees, and minus the weight, which we know is 500 newtons. So there's our y equation. Then our x equation is going to be, let's see, we have the force of friction also this way in our diagram. So here, the minimum amount of tension required means that this component of tension right here is going to have to just be equal and opposite to this reposing force of static friction.
Oh, so that would be the negative of t sine. I mean, yeah, t sine.
Well, yeah, so t cosine 30.
Oh, this is cosine instead of sine.
Yeah. Minus friction is your x equation. And if we just want to get it to budge, we don't need to accelerate it, we just need a net force of 0. We need them to offset each other, right? So that equals 0. So that means that the force of friction is going to equal t cosine of the angle. Now force of friction is always going to equal Fn mu. So we know Fn mu equals t cosine 30. And in the problem they want to know how big that tension needs to be, how hard we need to be pulling it, right? So we know that in the y direction that also has a net force of 0. Okay. So we could solve this for Fn. If we solve that equation for Fn, it's going to equal 500 minus t sine 30.
How do you know that the y direction? Oh, because
It's not accelerating vertically, right?
right.
So we can take this and we can substitute it into our other equation, or vice versa. Actually, it'd probably be easier to, let's put this, actually, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Let's take one more step, actually. Let's put in mu. What was it, 0.5?
Yes.
So Fn times 0.5 equals t cosine 30. So let's solve for Fn actually there, and then take this and plug it in up here. And that's pretty easy there, and solve from there. So, so t cosine of 30 over 0.5 equals all that. And now you can just plug into your calculator sine of 30 and cosine of 30, and you get little decimals, and then just solve for t.